It is I, folks. This is Acid Roots. I'm going to review the 2009 EP by Blood on the Dance Floor, which is OMFG Sneak Peek. Now, basically, their album in 2009 was going to be called OMFG, which is acronym, obviously, you should know, Oh My Fucking God. But originally, Garrett Ecstasy, who joined Blood on the Dance Floor in late 2008 with the Hard to Be a Diamond in a Rhinestone World album. He dropped a bunch of EPs with Blood on the Dance Floor in 2009. I've reviewed one of them, one of which is like uh, Ice Cream, which I reviewed that back in February. But I'm kind of just trying to knock out the Garrett Ecstasy, Davi Vanity, Blood on the Dance Floor, because eventually I am going to get to Epic. I've been kind of pacing myself for it. I do like Blood on the Dance Floor quite a bit, but I know that obviously 22 songs, which Epic has over 20 songs, so it's going to be something, especially with this kind of dated laptop and the fact that their music is not on Spotify, it makes it difficult to kind of listen to. So I'm kind of getting prepared to get ready to do that sort of thing. But this 4 song EP is simple enough, and it's really got some good taste in here. It definitely has some good tracks. Not a classic. I didn't like it as much as Ice Cream, but I definitely kind of feel like I didn't enjoy it as much as Ice Cream, but it definitely served as like a good would-be teaser for what OMFG would have turned out to be. I definitely give it credit in that sense. Typical Blood on the Dance Floor type stuff, a little bit more refined than Ice Cream, but I still feel like the songs had more taste on that one. Songs like Miss Bipolar and Suicide Club were just better in that sense, but it does kind of have like a more up tempo and kind of more club related sense where they started kind of where you started getting a lot more dance club and even light rave moments. I do feel like even on this project Blood on the Dance Floor tries a little bit of techno. I don't feel like BOTDF is quite as good at techno, but I definitely like the dance club moments. So really I have to say, I mean, for the most part it's a pretty decent bag, but I would have said that, like I said, I still feel like Ice Cream is better, but the concept behind it kind of is their club attempts are really good, and that's kind of the concept. So we'll go ahead and talk about a few of these. So the first song is Well Suck Me, which basically is a pretty lewd song, just a kind of intro to the project, which I felt like probably could have been the intro to like the OMFG project had that album came out. But just too brief and a little bit it's raunchy, but it's kind of in the sense that I felt like the pace of it was more quick than it probably should have been. There's a lot of Blood on the Dance Floor songs that really have like a super quick kind of fast forward kind of pace, and I feel like if they were to slow it down like an octave or an octave and a half, it probably would work out a lot better. But I didn't enjoy Well Suck Me too much, but I did like the next song on here, IDGAF. This felt like a great dance club kind of song. This kind of felt circa the way music kind of was in 2009 with songs like Every Girl by Young Money and Bedrock. If you like those songs by Young Money, good songs like that, songs that Tyga and Nicki Minaj used to kind of do in that kind of sense, that kind of bedrock kind of feel with those type kind of almost like Flintstones kind of club type songs. This definitely has that kind of feel with IDGAF. I definitely would have to say, like I said, it works extremely well in terms of like being a dance club kind of song. So I just appreciated that song quite a bit. It's probably the best song on here, or one of the 2 best songs on here. The next song is Looking Hot Dangerous, which this song kind of tried to be techno, and I don't know how I feel about like techno Blood on the Dance Floor. Really wasn't enjoying the production that much. Just felt a little bit too robotic and kind of techno-ish, and I feel like definitely they have the dance club songs down pretty well, and kind of like club songs also they do real well, and they definitely do rave songs. But in terms of like, I mean, I know rave music can have techno in a lot of ways, but I felt like that kind of polish for Looking Hot Dangerous could have been a lot better. And I did like also It's Happening. This is another quick tempo song, but it comes off better than Well Suck Me just because this kind of feels more like a rave type song. And I feel like Davi is kind of being spicy in the verses where he kind of has a more kind of apathetic and kind of IDGAF type attitude, which suits him a lot more well, rather than when he's just kind of being like, just show me tits and blah blah blah, that type of stuff, just being more pervy in a lot of ways. So I like when Davi's kind of more, he has that kind of tease attitude about him. It suits him, and it's kind of what happens on It's Happening. So it's kind of, that atmosphere works well for it. Definite good rave music. It's not quite as dance club ready as IDGAF was, but it just has a quicker pace to where I feel like it's interesting that an EP would have one dance club song, one rave song, one techno song, but that's kind of what they did. They just took every variation just about of like a nightclub type oriented thing and tried their hand at it. But I feel like the IDGAF dance club song worked extremely well, and then the Happening the It's Happening kind of quicker paced dance song or rave song kind of worked a lot better too. So that's kind of the concept there. I would have to say, like, in terms of a score for this project, I'm going to give this record a 5.5 out of 10, because the only two songs I liked out of the four of them were just IDGAF and It's Happening. Like I said, I mean, I do think, I would like to suppose I would like techno songs by Blood on the Dance Floor, but the rendition that what I got, the production was just not nearly enjoyable enough compared to the other two songs I said I liked. And Well Suck Me could have been, I think that song could have been longer. I think it could have slowed down a bit, and, kind of not had so much flagrant lyrics. And I think that probably would have worked out well. But for what it is, this is still a good taste of what to get. I do feel like Blood on the Dance Floor still shows a good mastery of like club oriented music and being outgoing and fun for the most part of what they do. Garrett Ecstasy also did a good job with the screaming on here, so it's just kind of good stuff in terms of what happens. I really wish that there would have been at least another song or two. I think it definitely could have used it. Like I feel like Ice Cream had the good amount of just like the enough kind of songs on there. I mean, I know that they were originally intending on putting out an album in 2009, but I would have liked like another song or two to kind of bolster this project and kind of I would have liked another song to kind of bolster this project a bit and kind of given it more value as far as that kind of went. But it's good, but it's not super outstanding. That's just kind of the concept about it. It's just the energy of Blood on the Dance Floor for what they have has a lot of good gloss and good ability to kind of be entertaining, but it has a couple faults in that it doesn't have enough content. And then on top of that, like, it doesn't have enough content, and then the techno music needed work at that particular time. But apart from that, I mean, for the most part, you're getting a pretty solid rendition. Easy, seamless emo music and dance club music, especially. I mean, most women, I would say, I would say women for the most part, I can see them kind of dancing and bopping to this sort of stuff. It's an easy kind of utility to kind of get dance clubs kind of motivated and stuff, despite that it's only about 5.5 minutes worth of entertainment or something, 6.5, depending upon how many songs you like. But that's just kind of the concept. So yeah, I just would have to say good dance club music, nice emphatic kind of feel towards it, and outgoingness. It's for the most part pretty solid. And oh yeah, the social score. I'm gonna have to say, like, the social score on top of that, I'm gonna give. Well, it's difficult to score the social score just because it didn't have a single. That's another thing about it, is it didn't really have that. But I just would have to say it's social enough just because the whole album is outgoing, just depending upon the opinion of how you feel about this stuff. And then I would say, in terms of the future, like, Davi Vanity still puts out the occasional song on his Most Vivid Nightmares YouTube channel. But for the most part, because of all the trouble he's got in, he can't really promote it or really make money off his music anymore. But he still does have the occasional song if you're absolutely needing more from him.